Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Matt and John Make a Podcast. This is episode 55, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have DC FanDome happened last weekend. Unfortunately, after we recorded our podcast last week, a bunch of movie news.
Part of the course, part of the course. Anytime
Yes.
like something big happens, it's like a day after that we record.
Yes, we're messing up here. But in other news for DC, we have some other sports news. But the big news, at least this past week or so, combined, was the shooting up in Wisconsin by police on Jacob Blake, paralyzing him, shooting him in the back. He's in the hospital as we speak. And after that, in the upcoming days, a couple of days ago, as we record this on a Thursday, several sports leagues have.
On like a Friday, by the way.
Yeah, today is Friday. I was. Let me tell you, I was off. I was a day ahead. I was off this whole week. It was weird. I was thinking it was like yesterday was Friday for. I don't know. I was all messed up this week. I'm having that last minute breakdown before starting school again at work. So my whole week has just been a cluster. But anyways, thanks for the correction. We had several sports leagues, the NBA first, and NHL, some Major League Baseball, soccer. I think the WNBA. I'm probably forgetting some, but have boycotted or postponed playing their playoffs, regular season games, as a
NFL too,
form
with
of,
their with some of their practices too on
yeah,
top of them. Yeah.
yeah, as a protest, boycott, or standing up to um, racial injustice. Like I said, with the shooting, the unfortunate shooting of Jacob Blake on the 23rd, just 5 days ago, I believe, as it says here. First off, did you see the video of the shooting?
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. Like it's just like you don't really want to believe it just because out of everything that has happened within the last what 3 or like 4 months here.
Yeah,
But it's still a major problem within this country is police brutality. And I mean, like
yeah,
I think if you're trying to like sugarcoat it, you're not really telling the whole entire story here. And it just like you're just consistently re reminding yourself every time that you log on to social media. It's still very prevalent, to say the least. You know,
yeah. That's my dog goes nuts.
Rocky agrees there.
Yes. Yeah. There's been, I mean, at least this year, uh, is not the only, obviously only year these shootings have happened. There's been, I think, obviously the past several years, um, even some years. This is not saying this for any particular reason, but during Obama's years, we had Baltimore.
Mhm.
A couple. I saw a list um, earlier today or yesterday, whatever, of those shootings. I just saw something on Twitter locally for KKA. There was a Leon Ford here locally shot by a Pittsburgh police officer in 2012 who was mistook for somebody else. Um, and he had an interview today. I just popped it on my phone. So like obviously stuff like this has been going unfortunately for years now. This is nothing new. Um, um, I think it just in the age of cell phones and social media more so we get to see this more so than than just 10 years ago,
Mhm.
um, which kind of blows my mind how just how fast everything comes. Like 10 years ago, smartphones really just became really prevalent in our lives. What that iPhone came out 07 ish, yeah, and so 3 years later, 2000, like it just blows your mind how quick everything is blossom on social media and the internet. But just looking at the video, and people want to bring up his track record or warrants or what have you. Okay, sure. Maybe he wasn't a model citizen. I don't know. I never looked. But okay, let's say he wasn't the best. Okay, does that justify what the police did in shooting him?
No.
No, of course not. Or anybody. Because I right before we recorded, I watched the video again just to get it refreshed in my mind, and all I see is him. I don't know if getting out of the car or he appeared from behind the SUV, walked around. The police are following him, and he gets into the driver's side. He's getting into the car. The one officer grabs his shirt and begins to fire. Now, playing devil's advocate here, the only way I could see a justification, and this is probably a stretch, is that if the officer thinks he's going for a weapon. But I see it, and it just was like so seamlessly quick
Mhm.
as right as you open the door. Um, I I I don't think, and then you see the again, I see the video of this per se because I've been avoiding seeing all this stuff because
Right there
Twitter
with
is
you.
just Twitter is just I don't know,
Really
but
toxic.
yeah, I just especially you know what it's especially in the morning when everybody's up and it's all politics and
Mm-hmm.
more so it's just but anyways the kid that carried the semi-automatic weapon in Wisconsin, and I think he injured or killed two people or something like that.
Multiple
I don't
people.
know. Yeah,
Multiple
I don't
people.
know. Um,
What
but he
is
wasn't
more?
shot. I don't know.
What is more shocking me is like he was like walking around interacting too with cops, and like hell, like he like was just like they didn't bat a single eye with him, and I believe actually he didn't get arrested until the following day where he was in some other state, I believe. So it's just like, I mean, like, and you just see the outrage from so many people, and like rightfully so. And they were kind of like showing his whole background and everything. It's just it's pretty wild to really think about just like how much different cops are treating black people compared to to
Mm-hmm.
like to like white Caucasians. Like I mean, like I've never have really dove into the whole entire into the whole entire history of this, just because it's something I've never have really fully immersed myself into. But now it really forced you to actually look at what actually goes on, and it's pretty hard to accept and take in. But that's sort of the whole entire reality here, you know.
Yeah. Reading this article from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, um, asked was he armed or whatever. It says here there was no gun found at the scene, but a knife was found on the floorboard of Blake's SUV. Um, this is from the Wisconsin Department of Justice. It says Blake admitted that he had a knife in his possession, but it was not clear whether he had the knife during the confrontation with the police or was reaching for it or whatever, how it got there. Uh, so I don't know. There's reports here that a witness said he heard officers yell, "Drop the knife, drop the knife," as they scuffled with Blake before the shooting. Um, I guess the audio, I guess in that video this person sent, I don't know if this is another video, said it was inconclusive, if that's what it was said. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of, I don't see anything here that's like concrete. Um, yeah, I don't know. But if, okay, let's say he did carry a knife because people zoom in and grainy and said he was holding something, but if he did, I don't. He's not. I'm saying he's not using it, at least from what we can see, in a threatening manner. I don't think if he's going into the car. Now, if he's coming after, now if there's a video, if him coming over and trying to attack the police with some sort of weapon, then I think it is okay if police use force, use a weapon or guns. I think that's I think that's legally okay. Um, um, if they're threatening for their if they're threatened for their lives, but in this case, I don't see it. And in a lot of the cases, I don't see it. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Like I can't. I I I try to take in everything before you make a judgment, but from everything I see, there's no leaning one way or the other. I think it's pretty. I, I how can you not look at that and be like that's it is not right? I mean, there was pretty much a unified agreement back with George Floyd that what happened was not right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know if I don't see it as much this time.
Oh,
Um,
did you hear what Brian Erlacher said?
I saw a little bit. I didn't. I again. This is. I know for this topic. I should know, but like when it comes to this, I kind of just I don't want to read it. I care, but I just
Yeah,
I try to block it out.
let's just say it's really bad. He's completely defending the guy who shot the actual shooter, um who was who was like shooting people and stuff, and pretty much just like downplaying a lot of the things that had happened. It just makes Urlacher look really naive and just really cruel. And man, was he being pulled through the freaking mud. I didn't see one person at least on my timeline from what I saw, was defending him. Like it's just some of the freaking logic you see people who go by in some hills that they are just willing to freaking die on. Man, it's like I mean, like God bless them, but man, they're really stubborn. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
the first word that comes to my mind. And now, um, as far as its effect on sports, I mean, like probably the most sport that's being affected by most is obviously with the NBA, because I think it was what on Wednesday. They were scheduled to be like I believe four playoff games, which the first one, which the first game that was boycotted was the Indiana Pacers, or no, sorry, with the Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks, which basically Orlando they were on the floor, but like Milwaukee chose basically not to come out, and they said, "Hey, we are not going to be playing today. We're going to be sending a like, message." And 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 once that happened, pretty much every other game, every other team followed suit, and you were just like seeing updates every single day from ESPN. Like just like it was something new every 30 minutes, something new coming out of like how players are feeling, just how emotional everyone is. Um, I mean, hell, we saw LeBron James on Twitter just basically said "f this," like we want change. Like there was starting to be some real questions if the NBA were going to be continuing any season. Eventually, cooler heads prevailed, but at least on Wednesday, Matt. I mean, could you imagine if they did cancel the rest of the season? Like I perfectly understand, but man, if we're just talking just strictly from a business point of view, like this would have been, needless to say, a really devastating thing, and it would have sent a really strong message that they want change, um, in regards to this specific issue here. You know.
Yeah. Certainly would be unprecedented. Um,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Hell and hell and like hell, Corona had zero, absolutely zero to
Yeah, that's that.
even do with this, which is something I don't think anyone could have predicted, especially too for how much money that them and the whole entire league would have lost if they just said, you know what, screw it, we're not going to be doing any more games, and we'll just close up shop until the following season. Which, man, just from a finances perspective, I'm not sure how they would have come back from that. Just because I feel like what the financial hit would have been so huge and the impact would have been so hard, um, but but it looks like that. I believe games are starting back up tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's official or
I
not,
don't know.
but I believe that's the plan right now.
Yeah. I think hockey was at least 2 days, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And I believe with baseball they took a day, or at least
some
some teams
people,
do. Yeah,
yeah,
but I know as far
because
as the parts, I believe
they,
that they that they still played, right.
they had a double header.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's
and
what
they
it
won
was.
both. Haha. Cost me money. Anywho, I didn't say that. At least I think tomorrow. Uh, hang on. We have 3 NHL games scheduled.
Mhm.
Um, I guess the Lightning Bruins game that was postponed
Right.
on Friday. Um, and the Flyers, Islanders, Golden Knights, and Canucks. Um, was postponed on Friday. I think those three games will be played Saturday um, at 12, 7, and 9:45. Yeah, so they're back on track. Um, so yeah, we'll see. It still a big statement. It would be a crazier statement if like, everybody just said, "Nope, screw it, done." Um,
Right.
that would be crazy and well, business. If we get into business wise, it's like terrible business wise, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. So we'll see what happens moving forward with everything.
Yeah, and as far as players taking a stand, a lot of people were calling for the NFL teams to possibly like to not even show up for actual games. And like I made the argument for them. I'm like, hey, like I would completely understand, but are you going to be really convinced that any one of those players are going to be willing to skip game checks? I mean, because and people were talking about comparing with the NBA and Major League Baseball. I'm like, guys, those teams and players have guaranteed contracts. They're going to see every cent of those deals.
Yep.
Whereas in football, as like Matt, I mean, like they can cut you at any time. Just see Earl Thomas, I believe on Tuesday or something, he was cut for basically getting into a like freaking camp fight. So, I feel like it's just for some guys like they are kind of torn because it would be kind of pushing the actual message that we want to change, but at the same time too, especially in a profession such as football, you only have so long that you can make really big time cash, and even a game or two, it might be too much for some of these guys to really even think about the possibility of giving up there.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So, we have to continue to monitor all this stuff. But big news this week. And I have not even a good segue into this next topic. Not even close.
There is
There's no segue.
There is no segue into
No.
from that. There.
But okay. DC had their
On a lighter note,
FanDome thing, pretty much their convention or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of news came out. Information, at least a couple DC movies coming out soon or in the works. What we have here.
The Batman, right?
I got this list here via Cinema Blend. We have The Flash. There's information on The Flash. Apparently, that both Affleck and Keaton are gonna return to their respective versions of Batman as Flash runs through the multiverse. Apparently, according to this, I didn't see the FanDome stuff, and I'm bringing this from Cinema Blend, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, like there was that. I believe too. We like had Cena announce who he's going to be portraying in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes.
I forget exactly who he's portraying. But
hang on. Why is
do
it
you
not
have that
saying
there?
here?
Okay.
No.
Well,
For some reason, I'm surprised this article doesn't include what the hell. They have like everybody else except him. So James Gunn, famously known for the
Oh,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Peacemaker.
Oh,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah, he's doing that.
How fitting.
Yeah, it's funny. Um, yeah, so they released a trailer of some sort with that.
Mm-hmm.
That looks cool. They describe it as when I say a war movie or some
Mm-hmm.
of some sort. So we'll see how that goes. It just the behind the scenes stuff looks
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. I think it'd be better than the first one.
I
At least
mean, like
a
the
lot of people's
bar,
eyes.
the bar is extremely low. So,
Yeah.
so
Am I
I
okay?
won't.
Am I okay? If I'm stupid here, what happened to everybody else that was in the first one that was with Harley Quinn?
Um, I'm not exactly sure.
I forget how that goes because you had like Will Smith,
Yeah,
right, in that first
he's
one.
yeah,
Did I miss
yeah.
something in the like because nobody's back from that one?
I'm
Did
guessing this.
I'm terrible with the comics.
Yeah, because I I don't think anyone actually died from that film.
I think
Um,
maybe some. I don't know.
yeah,
Did
somebody did,
somebody?
but like,
I don't
but
remember.
I mean, like the only
It's been
thing,
a while.
yeah, the only thing that I can hope from this is, and I have 100% faith in like James Gunn. He's going to put a tremendous film on. If it's anything similar with the Guardians of the Galaxy films, as far as from a equality um, standpoint, it will be perfectly fine. Did you see the Batman trailer
Yes, I
by
watched it
the
again right before we started this.
I tell you, man,
Um,
they're going more of a it's a much different portrayal of a Batman. He's gonna be more of a, and I believe that the director said it's gonna be more of a like a murder of a like murder mystery sort of thing where they're gonna be actually portraying Batman, as the world's greatest the the detective, which is something we don't exactly see all too often.
yeah,
I mean, hell, like if you go back all the way to the to the Christopher Nolan films, I mean, like it was just a whole bunch of from action and not too much of that. So I think this is going to be really, really,
yeah.
really refreshing into they're gonna be I believe that the main villain is going to be a
They
Riddler.
say
So
here.
yeah, yeah.
They say early stages of Penguin, Selena Kyle, and the
Mhm.
the Riddler. So there's apparently a lot of stuff going on. Um,
I'm just
I
hope I just hope that they freaking like put like put like Joker on the side. I feel like that's been like told so many times now that
yeah,
I,
lately with
I'm
the
good.
latest movie. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested in seeing how Robert Pattinson plays it off because he doesn't have that deep um, Batman
But
gritty
man,
voice.
like if you're just strictly looking at that trailer, his like his facial expressions I feel like are so
Yeah,
spot on. Like I
I
feel like, yeah. Mhm.
I haven't heard him talk much except
No.
for "I'm vengeance,"
Hmm.
which I like that line.
Hmm.
Because you think, oh, I'm Batman, but it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see more. I from what I see, like that movie, it looks good. From what I say, as of now, like you can't
Definitely
judge it yet.
promising.
Yeah,
And I think we got something on Black Adam too.
yeah,
Did we not? Okay, I thought so.
yeah. As the says The Rock and his co-star Noah Cent Centineo. I don't know how to say his last name. Showed off concept art. It was just concept art of the main hero. Uh, and revealed characters who are going to be part of the Justice Society, including Hawkman, Doctor Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher.
It's gonna be interesting. And
Uh,
supposedly, I think I read that they are going to be treating him a lot as an anti-hero, which I'm very intrigued by. So I mean it's going to be weird seeing Rock in this role just because it'll be unlike anything that that he's done, obviously. So
yeah.
you know.
I know of Hawkman. I'm seeing this
Mhm.
concept art. I've seen it before. I forget where. Probably old cartoons. The rest of them, I'm not as familiar with.
Who
Um,
are I mean, is it like say Catman and like Stargirl and stuff
it
like
just
that.
says here Justice Society, including Hawkman, Doctor Fate, Cyclone, Atom
Yeah.
Smasher. Smasher.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
who else is in there.
Okay.
Um, I don't
Be-
know. Let me
because
see if I.
because they have done incarnations of of the JSA on on the CW shows from Smallville. They did that a few times. And they actually are just starting now to do a Stargirl series over there as well, and they were really referencing that as well. So I kind of know a little bit about that whole genre there, but um but yeah, I guess we'll probably have some more information soon. But did did they say when they're supposed to start to actually film, or
I
was
didn't
it just
see it
like
here. I'm trying to look. I didn't see it in that article. Um,
because because even know too with Batman, it just said 2021. They I mean like they probably have no idea
I
when
th-
that's gonna be
yeah, I think they just said
even.
is like still starting production.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I
And
didn't see
yeah,
much information at least back when it first came out. I
and then we saw two, and
Wonder Woman.
yeah, yeah. I was just about to say
Yeah,
that
I to skip. We have Wonder Woman trailer. Looks good.
we finally
Um,
saw we finally we finally saw like Cheetah in in her actual
yeah,
cheetah
it's weird.
costume there.
I don't know how I feel about Kristen Wiig being a bad person. I can't. I can't. It's difficult for me to see it because she's always been like in comedies and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm very interested to see how this goes because I believe she's been trying to really repair her whole entire image because I believe she was she on Ghostbusters
Yes,
that
female
just
version.
got yeah that just got oh, obliterated in in a box office and stuff. Yeah, so like I think this is a big opportunity for her to kind of get into a serious film and see how she does because this could very easily repair her whole entire image as far
Yeah.
as from a successful man. I mean, I'm just very interested to see what's going on with Steve Trevor and like Diana. And they're like because I believe how I'm not sure if Steve is actually alive or if like Diana is just like it's sort of like it's sort of like PTSD or something like that, and she's just seen him everywhere, sort of thing. So yeah, and did is that still scheduled to come out this fall, or did they?
Which one?
Oh, Wonder Woman, is that coming out
I
this
think so.
fall, or it
Um,
or was that pushed back again?
I don't know. I just realized we're gonna have another second part of the FanDome on the 12th. So there you have there.
Just look this up real quick.
So a Batman October 1st, 2021. Wonder Woman October 2nd.
Okay. Hopefully that actually sticks there. Which
Yeah,
we're like what? Almost a freaking month away, actually. Yeah. Like a month away.
about just about. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed
Uh,
this thing doesn't get canceled here, because I would like to, actually go to a like freaking movie theater for like the first time in what? In like what, Matt? Seven or 8 months.
it's almost a year, I guess. I don't know the
Uh,
last time we were there.
yeah.
Um,
What was the last film that we saw?
oh man,
Because
was
didn't
it?
we?
It wasn't Shazam, was it?
Nah, no.
No, we saw something
And
after that.
yeah, yeah, like that was
I can't remember. I don't know. Was it Star Wars?
it might have been. It might have been because I think we went to the one in Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy
It
shit.
might have been because that came out in December.
Hmm.
I gotta look now. I don't. Wait a minute. I no. We had to have seen something else.
Yeah.
Maybe not, because definitely not in March. So there's a 2 month. There's 2 months we could have saw something in January
Hmm.
and February. Um,
Movies in March and movies in January and February released.
I'm about to say. I gotta look now. Go to the Cinemark app. But another thing that was announced was Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League
Yeah.
that will be
Like 4 hours long or something like that. I think that
two
was right.
four hour long parts on HBO Max.
Hmm.
So, oh no, 1917.
19 cents. Yeah,
Because apparently it
I was
says
like,
February 1st, according
which,
to because I used my
which,
free credit on the
yeah,
Cinemark app.
which, by the way, people, is a tremendous film. If
See it?
if you have not seen it, and I mean, just how they shot that thing, and
How they
just
make it look like it was in
uh,
one shot.
God, like it's like I was on the edge of my freaking seat, and you just see that dude who's going through a freaking, like, Nazi controlled territory. It's just like, yeah, man, it was wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an excellent movie because it was like
That's
followed like 20 like all the way through. There was no well, it obviously with the magic editing there was cuts, but it didn't
mhm.
look like
No.
there's odds. It was like exactly how you thought. You
Mhm.
followed basically one person um, through the whole way to try to find his brother,
Was
other
that your
person's
favorite?
brother.
Was that your favorite war film there?
Okay, there's a lot I
Dunkirk.
haven't.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was up there.
It was
That's
definitely
there's a lot of war movies I haven't seen, like the classics, which is
Saving Private
terrible.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Saving
there's
Private. I haven't seen that either.
oh,
So
so I don't feel as bad. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen, but Dunkirk was fantastic. But 19 or
Mhm.
1917, I was supposed to say 1984. I'm thinking of Wonder Woman. Um, is was a different, um, just a different beast. Um, that's it's up there. Oh, we saw there's oh my god, what's the one about um was it Deed? No, the oh Christ, it was the one they're coming from the city. They're on the beaches and they have to wait to get rescued. Oh my god, it came out like 2-3 years ago.
Wasn't that Dunkirk? Wasn't that? Dunkirk.
Oh yeah, what am I? No, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of something else.
Okay.
No, that's Dunkirk. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other movie with
Oh, like Hacksaw Ridge.
yeah, that was I was thinking that I was mixing the two
Hacksaw
up.
Ridge. Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge is up there. Okay, uh, yeah, Dunkirk was fun. It was fine. But no, I liked. I think I like Hacksaw Ridge better.
Hmm.
Um, I for reasons I don't know. I think it was just a good story.
Yeah.
Dunkirk was
I
too, but
yeah.
it was kind of there wasn't a lot of I don't say a lot of stuff happened, but it was a they showed four perspectives. Like it wasn't the same people. They would cut back
Hmm.
and they would tell a story. And
Hmm.
it was still
Yeah.
good. I don't want to say it was bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it could sometimes it got confusing when they cut.
Mhm.
You didn't know where
Right. Right.
stuff is, but it kind of blended together at the end. Yeah,
Um.
that was a good one. Yeah,
l- l- lone lone survivor was really good. American
no, yes,
Sniper was also
yeah, yeah.
really good.
That was a
E- Even though if you saw like Rogan and Jesse Ventura's podcast, they dispute a lot of what actually happened in that film. But yeah, but still
yeah,
but still Bradley Cooper, he was amazing
yeah.
in that film there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Other things to go back to DC real quick. Another thing that came out of that was the game Gotham Knights. Um, it's a co-op adventure starring Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and Red Hood as they protect the city following the apparent death of Batman. And they face off against the group Court of Owls. Uh,
Are you gonna be getting
and
that?
that's no, because it's not on Nintendo.
Ah,
It's
ah.
not on the Switch, but it's set to come out in 2021. We talked about the Flash, talked about Suicide Squad video game. Um, they had a trailer there coming out for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in 2022. Just looking at the thumbnail of this trailer, it looks cool. But we'll see. Talked about Black Adam, Aquaman sequel, scheduled
which
for a 2022 release.
which if that's anything near what the first film was, I mean, just with the actual CGI and the whole entire visual
Yeah,
with that, it
I'm
was just
thinking
amazing.
that the underwater stuff, it was like something that probably George Lucas wish he had for
Yep.
episode one. Um,
Yeah.
'Cause it's stunning. Yeah,
Yeah.
stunning what they can do.
Right.
Then we get a Shazam 2 sequel, scheduled for November 4th, 2022, called Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Um,
Which you have to think at some point him and Black Adam have to be you know mixed with one another there since I believe he was Shazam's number one enemy. I'm pretty sure. I
I'm
could be
not
wrong.
sure.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's his one that is his like number one nemesis there.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know this character, but Sandman supposed to announce for a Netflix series or movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Not even I know that
yeah, I don't even know.
and I am a huge DC comic guy too.
Yeah.
So
And Titan season 3 on the streaming service, DC
it,
streaming service.
um is it on that or HBO
It says
Max?
the marquee series of the DC Universe streaming service. So,
Yeah, I
oh
mean,
wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Now at the end here, it says the third season's release date is unclear, but it'd be available on HBO Max.
I thought
Okay,
so.
so I
Yeah.
guess so.
Okay. Yeah.
It's weird that they said that unless I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Because I could have sworn that I saw something that they were gonna be on there, but man, I know that you haven't seen it, but man, season two was pretty rough. Season one was pretty good. That was fun, but man, it just wasn't a big fan of season two. Hopefully now that they are going over to HBO, they can kind of rebound. And I believe as well, Matt, at some point we're getting a Green Lantern series over there on HBO Max as well. So yeah, a lot of hopefully soon, once this
Yeah,
whole pandemic is behind us,
yeah,
that we can enjoy some of this here.
yeah. And then, like I said earlier, there's going to be a second event starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time on September 12th. I believe that's a Saturday. Um, it's going to be called DC FanDome explore the multiverse. And it's going to be
Yeah,
an
yeah,
on-demand
that
selection
is
of panels.
yeah,
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 so
that is a Saturday there. To,
so
to
anybody can watch whatever they want to watch at any time. So it's not going to be you have to sit and wait for it apparently, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
How they're doing it. So we'll see what comes through there. So it should be very
Oh, you
interesting.
there,
I
man?
tell what?
Hello.
Hello? I
Uh-oh.
hear you. Well, I'm I'm going to talk.
Internet
Uh,
crap out.
I can still hear you. Wait a minute. Gotta love technology, folks. Hang on. I mean, make sure he knows I can still hear him.
Oh, are you there, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like you went completely out for a good
I
15
It
seconds
was
there.
weird. Apparently my internet like stopped for a second, but I
Okay.
heard you.
Okay. Yeah. Like you
I
went
heard
completely out.
everything fine. You froze.
Yeah.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Um so it was still recording. So yeah, you got to love technology. Sometimes you got to deal with it. But yeah, you froze, but I could still. It was weird. I could still hear you. Um, so I was trying to enter something in the chat and say, just keep talking. I can hear you. Luckily, this wasn't a live stream. That would have been bad. Luckily, it's recorded. So yeah, that was pretty much the DC stuff. Um,
Yeah. Like
there.
with all of that stuff coming, hopefully, yeah, because aren't we supposed to get some of the Disney stuff is coming out with in the next few
In the
months here
fall,
too?
I believe so.
Good because man, I can use a freaking new show, a new show for us to talk about because we got that and in season two of the Mandalorian's gonna be coming too.
Yep.
This is the way. Um,
He has spoken.
he has spoken. It's just what you're you're just craving for something that is like something new, and man, just this whole pandemic can just go out.
Out. Yes, absolutely. What's another topic we want to talk about, John? Because
Okay,
we got
yeah, I know like you didn't really want to talk about it, but I felt they need
go
to,
ahead.
and that's this recent trade that good old Jimmy Rutherford made, which I believe was on Wednesday or Tuesday, where the Pittsburgh Penguins traded their 2020 their 2020 first round pick Evan Rodriguez, David Warzowski, and Philip Hollander, and they get in return Kasperi Kapanen, um, Pontus Edberg, and Jesper Linden Gurin. Yeah, sure. But
So good.
yeah, when I first heard this, Matt, I'm just like, this can't be real. We really gave up a a a 15th overall pick for a guy who I'm not sure is going to be a top 6 guy, or I mean, like, he could be. And if you recall, he was who we traded to get to get Kessel from Toronto, and and obviously he brings speed and a like right hand shot for Sid, which I understand that, but to give up a first round pick, I kind of just blows my freaking mind, especially to this would be, I think, our highest draft pick since, I believe, 2012, when we trade when we trade Jordan Stahl, and before then, probably the last time they had a top 10 pick was maybe in 2006, or something like that. So I just, they aren't going to have too many chances while Sid and Gino and everyone are still together here. So I'm like, why not?
That's why I think he's making these moves
Mhm.
for the win now mentality, because the window is closed. And if you look at previous first round picks, we've if to play devil's advocate here, we've done pretty decent in the years. It hasn't hurt as much.
Which is true, but I feel like too. Also, it's like, okay, if we're
tweet.
if we're going to give up this pick, I would like it to be for someone who is a little bit more seasoned, who's a little bit more proven. I just don't feel that Kapanen is that guy, and for Toronto's point of view here, I mean, it was pretty clear they are just shedding salary because I believe that they still need to resign Austin Matthews, right? Or did he
Not
or did
sure.
he resign? I can't recall, but that was pretty obvious. So I was just like, we couldn't have saved that for something else, but someone else was also saying too, this could be just a single trade to possibly facilitate a another possible trade, which,
Yeah, he's not done.
yeah, oh no, like, and even Josh, we said, like, there's going to be a lot of moving parts. I mean, you have been hearing Murray's name floated floated from like Calgary to Edmonton. Hell, even Toronto was even talked about. So it's going to be very interesting. But I'm just like if Rutherford has just been very hit and a lot of a miss when it has come with these deals. I mean, like, still the most baffling trade was why we traded for Connor Sheary, who, if you
I
I
didn't buy that.
I mean, it's just I mean, I just didn't think it was really necessary. Obviously, it's someone who knows Sullivan's whole entire
that's
system
fine. He played with
and stuff
Sid,
like yeah, and
the speed.
obviously yeah, but it's just like I didn't think that we exactly need him, especially after we were getting our um after after we acquired Jason Zucker there, and now
I, I think that there was a lot more problems than Shuri being on the team.
no, like that was just like one of like
I don't
uh
even think he was. I don't think it. I don't think you can look at Shuri and be like he didn't do anything. Nobody did anything in the play. Nobody did anything in the playoffs.
there was like so many issues going from the blue line with with the bottom six not really putting in any sort of offense into that power play was a freaking eyesore. So it just there was just so many things into like this was probably one of the very first times after a season has ended where I've said I don't know how to fix this team because literally you could point to any sort of spot um to where you said oh no this was it it just it was very hard to kind of pinpoint that because even from a like goaltending standpoint it wasn't terrible. It's just we couldn't score. We couldn't. I mean, hell, like I believe in game one we had like what 8 power plays and we scored one goal. It's just they lacked like the tenacity or the grit. I felt that was really missing, and teams just are in Montreal's case they play them extremely tough and it was just it was very hard for them to get anything going but then again you also saw the same thing happen too with the Caps who I believe fired with their head coach there so so yeah at least it's okay to kind of realize you know where the Caps they are struggling just as bad. But man, Matt, I swear, if the Flyers win a Stanley Cup here, then that's when you know 2020 has been an utter cluster where like just the absolute weirdest, most unexpected things have happened. This will be par for the course there. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Um. Yeah. Just looking at the last couple of number one picks out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
We had Jack Hughes from the Devils, Rasmus Dahlin for the Sabres in 18 and 17. Nicker Hischler from the Devils, 16. Austin Matthews, 15. Connor McDavid, 14. Eric Ekblad, 13. Nathan McKinnon,
Mm-hmm.
12. Now Yakupov for the Oilers, 11. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and 9. John Tavares.
Yeah, it's just
At least from back there.
a lot of those guys are obviously just. I mean, like I haven't heard too many about some of those names there, but
lately,
yeah, yeah. So,
a couple of them are been good, some not so
uh-huh.
much. Jack Hughes, has he played? Jack Hughes, uh, I don't know if it's. Hang on. Here we go. Played for New Jersey last year or this year. 61 games, 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points. Yeah. So I mean, the draft itself as a whole is usually a crapshoot. If you really think about it, but there's just looking at some of these names. Some of them are good. At least from like 97 through up through Sid '05. Um, and then if you even go through, because when I say 97, you had Joe Thornton, Vinny LeCavier, Patrick Stefan, Rick DiPietro, Kovalchuk, Rick Nash, Fleury, Ovechkin, Crosby. Then there's Eric Johnson,
Right.
for St. Louis Blues. I don't remember him. Then you have Patrick Kane, Stamkos, John Tavares, and then the rest I've named. So I mean, you could get some good people, but that's number one, right? That's obviously everybody talks about. Oh, this person's going to be the star, but 15th could. You don't know. You can get good people. You cannot get good people, and I'm just saying that and put this in perspective. It not necessarily we're missing out on something, but chances are you could. But it is what it is. Just looking at Penguins, last year number 1 Sam Poulin. We haven't really seen him yet. Probably next year I would assume. 18, I think Philip Hollander that went in that trade. It was 58th overall. The rest of them, hey, Liam Gorman. Maybe you can get some tickets off of him and say you're a distant cousin. It was.
You'd be surprised how common.
Yeah, it is.
That my last name is. I mean, like.
I'm just going through like 18. Nobody's been in the NHL. 17. Nobody's been in the NHL or played thus far. 16. Nobody's played in the NHL. The highest, best known name was Philip Gustafson. Didn't we get rid of him?
Yeah, I believe we traded him in the
Yeah, he's gone.
Who did we in the Derek Brassard deal?
Let me see. Traded to Ottawa by Pittsburgh with Ian Cole. Yeah. I mean, that's that name. Boobity boo. 15. We got Daniel Sprong and Dominic Simone, who's played. Sprong is not with us anymore, I don't think.
No, we trade him to Anaheim, which I forget who we got in return, but
I mean, look, Sprong. Sprong is transactions. Come on. I guess he's playing for the Capitals now. It says Capitals. Yeah.
Funny.
But it says team Washington Capitals. I did not know that. And then where are we here? I say Dominic Simone. He was a 5th round pick. He's playing. He's hurt, but he was playing with Crosby. 14. This is Kasperi Kapanen, 1st round. He's got 90 points in his career. Then Sam Lafferty. He was on the team this year. He's got some speed. He was highly talked about by coaches. He was 4th round, excuse me. And then Anthony Angelo, he's still on the team, I think. And then the year before that, and we'll go next 2 years because there's notable people here. 13 2nd round pick Tristan Jarry, and 3rd round pick 77 overall Jay Gansel. So he's sitting just on 200 points. So he's been a success.
Yep.
And then real quick, in 2012 he had Derek Pouliot, Ollie Mata, Teddy Bluger, Oscar Sundquist, which is traded, and Matt Murray, who was third round, 83rd overall. So again, you can find. My point being here, as you listen and you read these, is that you can find anybody, anywhere. Obviously, the higher up you are, first round pick, obviously you're gonna get people, but
right, yeah,
it's a crapshoot basically. So we'll see what happens. Certainly going to be more picks down the road.
Right.
More picks, more trades and moves and signings. They extended Root Weedle for another year, I think for $750,000. So cheap, back up there. So
just the big question is going to be: does either Letang, Murray, one of those big names, get let go, and we shall find out for sure. But and also too, man, on like Monday is the baseball trading deadline too. So that kind of crept up there. So
yeah, I always forget. We'll see what the Pirates, who they get rid of. They already got rid of Dyson.
Yeah. Supposedly like
international cash.
Yeah, I'm expecting Charrington to be pretty active here. And if I'm him, like I think
he sees what he has. So
yeah, like you see what you have. Like, I mean, even for a guy in Josh Bell, I would consider dealing him. Like, I mean, obviously it would take something good, but I mean, like there should not be a single untouchable person on this team right now. They are a disaster, to be kind about it. So, but we shall see how that all transpires, and we will be for sure talking about that on the podcast next week there.
Yep.
So Matt, if there's nothing else, I think that's all I had on my
I think
on my agenda for this week.
I don't have anything right now. Off the top of my head, there's nothing I could think of. No, yeah.
Right.
So with that, we are going to do a post show for Payback this Sunday. After the show goes off the air, talk about that. Yesterday we had our live stream about AEW and Raw and SmackDown.
Payback. I'm previewing that.
And our obviously, if you want to catch our Payback predictions, you can listen to that as well. Obviously, since it was actually no, it was. We'll have everybody because we're recording. We're going to do that. See, I'm switching the timeline here. We're going to do it after SmackDown, so actually know what's happening. I was pretending to talk like this was actually Saturday, but screw that up. Anyways, you get the gist. And then I guess we'll do a post show live stream. Probably
NXT on
after NXT, and then probably AEW on Wednesday. Or
yeah,
you could do
yeah,
one.
We could do that. I don't care either way. So.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Follow us on the Twitter machine, and you hear news there. So again, thanks for watching this week. Only 3 topics, but they were big topics. At least the first 2, at least nationally. But for us in Pittsburgh, Penguins are a big thing. So thanks for watching. Again, every Saturday, 3 p.m. like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next week for the podcast.